At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Well, if you like bluegrass, then you are going to absolutely love AJ Lee and Blue Summit. They've kind of put this little modern twist to it. They're from Santa Cruz, and they're redefining bluegrass with soul, grit, California charm. You don't want to miss your chance to see AJ Lee and Blue Summit live in concert this Saturday, November 1st at the Cascade Theater. You can get your tickets today at cascadetheater.org. Get them today before they sell out. All right, let's go and take a look at this. This is out at Modoc County Lookout about 3 days ago after the storm passed. Tim Moore, I want to thank you for sending in this photo. Turned out to be a gorgeous shot overlooking the mountains there in Modoc County. If you want to share your photos and see them right here on Coffee with Krueger or from the morning update at 6 a.m., you can do that very easily. All you have to do is go to your app, because I know you've got it. I know you got the Weather NorCal app on your phone. If you're watching, if you're a fan, you can do that. Just scroll at the very bottom, share your photos here. Make sure it's got access to your photo library, and you can share the photos you want to share from your iPhone and your Android. Be sure to check that out. All right, here's a look at our weather headlines. Off and on breezy north winds in the valley. You may have noticed it yesterday. You're going to notice it again here for today. This is not a big wind event, folks. It's just breezy. You're going to notice it's more of that nuisance wind, and it's going to be off and on for the rest of the week. Here's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Tuesday, October 28th. Now, there is a freeze warning for Trinity County until 9 o'clock this morning. I did, of course, mention to you, especially if you live in the mountains, that it's a good idea this time of the year, if you haven't done so already, maybe winterize your whole household, right? Because it's that time of the year where we can start seeing some of those deeper freezes here. We've already started to see that, and that's why there's that freeze warning, which could damage any crops or vegetation. So hopefully, if it's not too late, you've taken care and covered any of the sensitive vegetation. Temperatures right now, it is on the cool side. Look at Hay Fork, you're at 33 degrees. Obviously not as cold in Weaverville at about 39, but in mountains, 40s, 50s, 27 degrees for Alturas, 30 in Susanville, Bernie about 29, and right around 30 for that temperature right now in Wairika. Pretty chilly in Eureka right now at about 44 degrees. This morning, chilly. You're going to need that light jacket even for the valley. Temperature about 48 degrees, 44 for the coast, and some fog. There's going to be some fog for some of those inland and mountain valleys as well. Modoc County, even still at 8 o'clock in the morning, it is 30 degrees, 34 degrees in the eastern mountains. So the storm system off to our west, it looks impressive. It looks like it's heading our way, and it is, but the energy associated with it will mainly be to our north. It's going to clip the north coast, and say sometime around Wednesday into Thursday, there may be a chance for a stray sprinkle. And the winds, this is what I was talking about. You see today, I mean, nothing major, but a bit of a north wind here at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. A little bit stronger for your Wednesday. I do expect those winds to probably be closer to the 20 mile an hour range here. So again, off and on here for the rest of the week. So for today, we're talking temperatures in the mid to upper 70s in the valley, 60s and 70s in the mountains, and in those low to mid 60s for the coast. And for tonight, another cold night. We're talking low 50s, maybe some upper 40s for some of the cooler spots in the valley, 20s, 30s, and 40s for the higher elevations, and right around 50 tonight for the coast. So temperatures, they're going to warm up a little bit more on Wednesday. Should be in the low 80s for some of the warmer spots. But on average, mid to upper 70s through the weekend and even into early next week. So still not seeing the rain in the forecast, at least for most of us. As I mentioned, Del Norte County, as we go into Wednesday, and then again maybe Saturday into Sunday, maybe a chance for a sprinkle as these systems just clip Northern California, and that would be the extent of it. But otherwise, everyone's going to be dry. And temperatures on the mild side through the weekend and even into early next week. But it's not until Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, we may be talking about a chance for some wet weather. We'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. Let's take a look at some of the cameras out there. You're looking out at Main Street, Chico, this morning. Not much going on there this morning. Looks like a ghost town, doesn't it? Looking at Highway 99 at Neal Road. Looks like The cameras are kind of freezing up on us a little bit here, but looks like that is one of the latest images coming in from Highway 99 at Neal Road. We're going to take a look at Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive. That's always a frozen camera. We don't have any motion on this camera ever, but you can see that traffic looks like there's not a whole lot of traffic out there this morning either. Taking a look at, well, no, we're not going to take a look at that because that is an image from yesterday. Let's see if I can pull it up here. There it is. And not much going on there either, is there? I mean, just dark. You can't really see if there's any fog out there. The visibility doesn't look to be too bad, but there still may be some low clouds out there. We are now looking out at Trinidad, just north of Trinidad in Elk Country. And it's turning out to be probably a little patchy fog out there as well, and maybe some of those low clouds. We're going to take now a look now at Bald Hill West. This is typically looking out at Mount Shasta. And we've got some low clouds kind of hovering over some of those higher elevations as well. I'm not going to show you much in the way of other cameras because we just don't have much to see because it's just so dark out there. Curtis Brown checking in this morning saying, good morning, Mike and everyone. Well, good morning to you. Thanks for checking in, Curtis. Again, for some reason, being able to show you your social media posts on the screen here, something, I've been having some issues with that. So we're going to see if we can try to fix that here, hopefully in the next couple of days or the next week or whenever if I can fix it. So there you go. Thank you again, Curtis Brown. Yeah, chime in. Say good morning. What's going on where you are? Is it cold? Is it raining? Probably not. Are you expecting some cooler temperatures continuing this morning? And let us know what you think in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Well, what do you say we get to our deeper dive forecast? And this is, of course, Coffee with Krueger, as you know, is made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. So here's a look at our deeper dive forecast. And again, for those of you new to weather NorCal, I do a quick forecast for those of you that just want a quick update here with the weather and don't want to go into too much detail. This is when we go into the detail that many of you love. All right, so take a look at this. This is out in Modoc County a few days ago, out at Lookout. This is after the storm had passed. Tim Moore sent this beautiful image of all of the clouds. Just kind of take all the power lines out of here. But you can see here just the clouds really just kind of hovering right over those mountains, turning out to be a beautiful shot. And you can share your photos from the free Weather NorCal app. All you got to do is just, scroll to the bottom, and tap, and you can share your photos, and you might see it right here on Coffee with Krueger or on the morning update. Temperatures right now are in the upper 40s to low 50s in the valley. It's a cool start to the day. You're talking 27 for Alturas, 30 degrees out in Susanville, 50 degrees in Crescent City, and Eureka, about 44 degrees here this morning. There you can see that storm system right here. Looks impressive, right? It is. It's going to hit the Pacific Northwest, and it will clip extreme Northern California. It could bring a stray sprinkle or a light shower out towards Del Norte County tomorrow, but otherwise, that's it. We're talking dry conditions. The one behind that, that's staying to our north, but there's another storm system behind that that's going to develop. So there this is. You see how it kind of pushes through Northern California. It just clips Northern California. You can see the clouds that'll move in as a result on Wednesday, and maybe a passing sprinkle. And I'd say, again, mainly out towards Del Norte County. Now, this storm system, as you can see right here, this is going to stay to our north and just pretty much move through Canada and dissipate. This one has a bit more of some strength, some energy associated with it. It looks impressive again, but what's happening here as we go into your Saturday at 6 a.m., you can see here, still pretty far to the west. Now, yesterday I had mentioned that it's Saturday that parts of the North Coast could see a chance for showers. This looks like it too will clip Northern California and pretty much break apart by the time it moves on shore. What it could do, though, on Saturday night into Sunday is maybe bring another sprinkle or two for places like Crescent City, Del Norte County in general. But even this is not all that impressive. It's behind this that we've got some energy that we'll watch coming into early next week around Tuesday or Wednesday. That may bring us a chance for a few showers, but overall, not much going on here, at least through Monday of next week, if not into Tuesday. Now, take a look at the winds here this morning. Why did it take so long? Something happened. Okay, yeah, I don't know. All right, this is what we want to watch here. All right, so here we are at midday today. The wind's not terribly strong. It's going to be a little breezy out there at times, a little more of a nuisance than anything else. I think they'll be a little bit stronger for your Wednesday. You can see a little over 20 miles per hour, also a nuisance. Not as bad on Thursday, but then we'll probably pick back up again a little bit here for your Friday. Again, this is not a major wind event, folks. It's just that nuisance wind, but you'll notice it. And you can see here, taking a look at that temperature outlook, yeah, warmer than normal. And that's because we've got high pressure, which is really just going to hold on. We're going to see several storms ride over that ridge, and that's why we're going to see our temperatures kind of go up and down a bit here. But what I've got my eyes on here for next week is this energy right here. All of this is expected to kind of shift down to the south and east by around Tuesday, Wednesday. That could potentially bring us a chance for some wet weather and cooler temperatures too. And looking at that 10-day trend, there's that up and down I was talking about, mid to upper 70s on average for the valley, but temperatures do dip as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday. So that is, of course, that potential for showers I was talking about. This is kind of that sign of some of those cooler temperatures and maybe that potential for wet weather. Really too early to really start talking details here. There's going to be a lot of rainfall. What's the exact timing? We don't know that for sure just yet, but it is something that's on our radar, if you will. And of course, we'll be watching that very closely and keeping you updated. In the meantime, looking at your wave heights for today, not that much of an issue, but with that approaching clipping system over Northern California, it will bump up those wave heights for tomorrow afternoon. No small crush advisories though for today, with those winds from the north at about 5 knots and your waves from the northwest at 7 feet at about 12 seconds. All right, so here's a look at your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. Trinity County, you are going to be looking at temperatures in the mid 70s, give or take, today. And really for the next 7 days, you'll see that it's dry all the way through Monday of next week. Take you down to the south, about 67 degrees for a high today in Peanut, 70 in Forest Glen and Ruth, about 72 degrees. Take you off in your Dignity Health North Coast neighborhood forecast. Temperatures in the mid 70s there, 69 degrees for Redcrest and Honeydew, about 71. And I've got you mainly dry here for the North Coast all the way through Monday. Now we take you up to the north here, Ferndale, 65, 66 in Fortuna, and 67 degrees for Hydesville, and even farther up to the north. So I would say that Trinidad, about 68, 64 degrees for McKinleyville. Hoopa, and there's your 7-day forecast. You're going to be in the mid to upper 70s for your daytime highs for the next 7 days. Now up to the north, out towards Del Norte County, Crescent City here, as you can see here, I'd say Wednesday a slight chance, then maybe another slight chance on Saturday into Sunday, and then maybe another chance going into around Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Siskiyou County, sponsored by Dignity Health, temperatures low 70s for the Highway 96 corridor, but for I-5, you're talking about temperatures somewhere in the low to mid 60s for your daytime highs, and looks like in the mid 60s for Scott Valley today, 65 in Fort Jones, as well as Etna, and 66 for Callahan. Your drive for the next 7 days, mid to upper 60s. Let's take you out towards central and eastern Siskiyou County. Temperatures are going to be around 63 for Weed, 62 in Tennant, and 60 degrees out in Tule Lake. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, around 60 for Fort Bidwell, 61 degrees in Newell, and 64 degrees in Ayden. How about the eastern mountains? Well, we're talking 66 degrees for Hat Creek, 70 in Paynes Creek, 74 Montgomery Creek. You are dry in Bernie all the way through Monday of next week. That's also the case for Lake Almanor and Lassen Park, with highs today around the lake, low to mid 60s, and in the park, temperatures upper 50s to low 60s. Take you down to the south, Paradise, a high of 70, 66 degrees in Greenville, and Susanville, a high today of about 62 degrees. Your Dignity Health Valley neighborhood forecast in the south, temperatures in the mid 70s, give or take, 74 for Corning, 75 for Willows, dry all the way through Monday of next week, and that's the case for Chico for the next 7 days. Your Halloween, a high of 77, 79 as you set those clocks back 1 hour on Sunday, daylight saving time ends. Yes, it's that time of the year. You got to start thinking about setting those clocks back an hour. 79 degrees out towards the city of Shasta Lake today. 78 degrees in Redding and Palo Cedro, about 77 degrees. And there's your 7-day forecast for Redding, close to about 80 degrees for Halloween day. But by the time the kids are out there trick-or-treating, you'll probably be looking at temperatures somewhere in the 60s and setting those clocks back an hour with a high of about, on Sunday, fall back temperature of about 79 degrees. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Hope you're having yourselves a great start to your day so far. It's a little chilly out there. Be sure to grab that light jacket this morning as you're heading out to work, or make sure the kids have something warm to wear this morning, but they can shed those jackets pretty quickly through the morning and afternoon hours. That's going to warm up beautifully in the valley. And you can see here for the next 7 days, you just can't beat it. Looks like I just checked it. we were talking about that freeze warning for Trinity County. That has been allowed to expire. It has been canceled. So yeah, interesting. If you saw that in the report earlier, note that it has been canceled. Although we did see in Hayfork, it is about 34 degrees there. I think it was 34. So, you know, maybe see some frost out there. All right, well, that's going to do it for us this morning. What do you say we take a look at some of the beautiful cameras across the area and see what it looks like out there? Ooh, looking out at some snow out on some of those mountaintops, looking absolutely gorgeous. Have yourselves a great rest of your day, everybody. And by the way, if you're just tuning in and you missed this, you can always go back on Facebook and watch, and you can go to weathernorcal.com, click on the Coffee with Krueger section, and you can watch the pre-recorded version of what you're watching right now. So no need to worry if you missed it. And you can always check it out on YouTube on your big screen TV if you want to do that. And you can just go to the section that's Coffee with Krueger, and you'll be good to go. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow morning bright and early at 6:30.